It's been a little bit of a while since we've been down to the Samango enclosure to visit little Nino and seeing how things are going with him. Of course, you can see here he's not as frightened as he used to be. Slowly coming out of his skin and interacting with the other Samangos, which is great. Here you see Z close to the enclosure door. So she's very, very interested in him now. Things are looking a lot better. It's not going to be much longer before we actually let her in and see if we can get some interactions going between them. It's good that she's showing a lot of interest. It's also very, very important. And as you can see, he's going up to the fence with no problems at all. In this case, you even see Z becoming a little bit protective with Satchmo coming over to the enclosure, and Z goes and puts him in his place. But of course, we all know how naughty little Satchmo is. He doesn't really worry too much, and of course, gives his own back to his foster mom. But yeah, things are really going pretty well with them. Z, you can easily see the difference with the female. She's got those white furry ears, so it's quite very distinguishable from the others.
Today Nino's going to meet some friends at the Samango enclosure. So we've got Satchmo on the left and Z on the right. We're trying to get Satchmo in first to just somebody small to play with Nino and see how that goes. And Satchmo's in.
Looks like Mango outside there in the corner of the cage, also doing like a little bit of head bobbing towards Satchmo and saying, listen, you just behave yourself. This is quite a little youngster. Take it easy on him. But Satchmo is at that age that he's just awfully naughty, and I think he's going to have as much fun as he can with little Nino. So we'll just see how things are going to progress from here. Little Nino swearing at Jason, saying, I'm not really happy with this. I don't want to meet anyone today.
Sure. Satchmo just squeezed in the feeding cage and sees it as a playpen. Nino didn't have a choice. I don't think he expected that, and nor did we. I think he got a bit of a fright there, but joined in. Steals his cage and his milk.
Then you can't go out anymore.
So how did I get in here?
I'm gonna have to cut the Satchmo out.
Oops.
Morning.
Morning. Reminds me of how Mango played with Satchmo. Quite rough little guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit of both. He's playing, but also a little bit defensive. Nino's calmed down. He's got his plate of food and his blankie as soon as Satchmo left, but they had a good play session. Obviously it's all new for Nino. So good play sessions, curious about Z, which is great, and we'll do more rounds very soon. This frog's in the Mariposa cabin where we make the baby milks. We don't see these very often.
Here we have Tony and Pascal. Getting up to mischief together. So that's Pascal on the netting and Tony above him. And here we have Teo with his foster mom Lychee. You love him? Lychee.
It's the Goliath baby's 5th day of being out. There's Aurora on the right. And then it's Fritz and Maria Lisa on the left. They've just come down from the trees, having their morning breakfast. It's about 7 AM here. And Art's being carried away by one of the females. I think it was Piglet. And here's Ima on the right, nearby. So today what we do throughout the day is just checks. So it means we kind of check back and forth every hour to make sure everything's right. But now the mum's in the troop and they should be full members of the group now, so we don't have to be here from dawn till dusk. Which means it's going to free up our time now, hopefully, to start some adult integrations soon. After everybody's rested a bit. Don't get me wrong, we've still got a lot of maintenance to do. We've still got lots of sections to get back in order after the last year. But it's going well, and finally we can have a little bit of relief now that all the babies are out. There's little Fritz just climbing the tree to join the others. Aurora's just come down for more sweet potato. She's with female Waffles.
Waffles is an orphan female from 2014, and she of course really loves babies and hangs around with them quite a lot. She's sometimes identifiable with the little white dot underneath her right eye, but of course you've got to be very close to see that, and she's got a cut or a tear mark on top of her right ear.
And their morning milks should be arriving soon. So we'll check that they're drinking nicely as well. You might be able to spot in the distance is Art. Stuck to Mum, that's where they're all running towards now.
This is Kimbo. He's from 2009. You can see he's got distinct white marks underneath his eyes. He's low ranking, very difficult to see, but a fairly confident monkey that comes close to the enclosure to get his meds and things like that.
It's in the distance. Digit just hugged one of them. I think it's Piglet carrying Art. It's quite hard to see from here. See Mum's following them and looking out for them. And that's the end of a wonderful integration Vervet baby season. We will do checks on the others, so don't worry, you'll still get to see them. We'll follow up their progress in the year. And we have a lot of other monkeys to care for in the meantime. There's Gavin.
This is Gavin, orphan from 2015, one of Mrs. Gold's orphans.
A big thank you to all your support to get us through this baby season, all our staff, our local team, our international team who were able to be here, and a few South African volunteers, and one or two general volunteers as well that were able to come through. It's really helped us get these little babies where they need to be at the sanctuary and troops, and rehabilitated with their foster mums. And some of them had such tragic stories, but they're really doing well now and just living a life as they should in a troop with monkeys. Ultimately, they've been the wild, the true wild, and you know, that's where we plan the Vervet Forest to be. But for now, they're as good as. They're happy. They're in an enclosure, large enclosure, full of indigenous bush. So they can forage, carry out all their natural behaviours, and they can live as a family group. And there's Tumbles just approaching. She's also been helping to care for the babies.
Well, a big difference the next day. Nino's not so much of a novelty to Satchmo, so they calmed down quite a bit, not so much chasing around, I think they're more or less used to each other. Little Nino's still not too happy, but it'll just take a while for him to get used to his surroundings and actually playing with some mangoes again. They do seem quite rough, but nobody's ever got hurt in the process. There's a nice close-up, as you can see, Satchmo biting Nino. It's not like a full bite or anything. It's like using the side of his mouth and being very careful with what he does. So even though you hear all the screaming and performance and things going around, it's not as serious as what you basically think. At least when you see the close-up shots, you can see what's going on. He's very, very gentle with how he's picking on him and with what he's actually doing.
Dino and Daniel doing the checks. There's a queer, and then on the left, oh, here comes Mistletoe. Been trying to take care of some of them. Cotton in the back there with Issa Maria. There's Turk from last year. She's been very good following the babies. And then I spot Helia in a tree as well. She's in there somewhere jumping around. Who's Helia? That's Mistletoe walking past a queer. So they all seem to be doing really well. There's Tammy. Queer's busy eating. She doesn't want a hug yet this morning. Little Miss Independent. About 7:30 in the morning, and they'll be getting their milks just now. So as you can see, we just let Z in. We're trying to keep calm around the cage because she is an ex-pet and she can have some aggressive tendencies on occasions, but so far she's had good interactions with him through the fence. And he does seem to be interested in her. Z was blocking the gate the whole time to stop Satchmo coming in, so she's got to come in at some point.
It's interesting to see how a younger monkey like Satchmo interacts with Nino and how they get into playing very, very quickly. Where here you've got Z, she's a little bit more calmer and she's not going into interaction straight away. She seems to be avoiding it. and letting him want to interact with her. So as you can see, this is like a completely different game entirely. Interactions a lot calmer, a lot quieter. Z isn't chasing him around or doing anything like that. She's really taking her time. More looks like avoidance. You can see that he's very attracted to her, so he does know she's like the mom. He just doesn't know how to interact properly with her. But these are the nice little bits that you actually see as I was getting close to her there and getting the reaction and getting a little bit of comfort. These are like the little situations that one actually has a look for and can see that they're starting to get on and slowly get that little bond. So he's realized she's not a toy like Satchmo, and she's more there to take care and look after him.
Here we have Mika and Riley from Scroll Troop. These two arrived as expats and were integrated. Riley's integration was quite fast, but Mika's took quite a long time. But now they're both doing amazing in Scroll Troop. We've got everyone here. There's Diane.
Diane's an orphan from 2018, and as you can see, she's missing her left leg. Orphan Mika came in 2019 when she was 9 months of age.
So that is Mika, and this is Riley.
Riley is another orphan from 2019.
So I already gave him some carrots, apple, spinach, bread. Tried some chicken, didn't eat it.
No, they're mostly fruit and vegetables.
Yeah. I got some egg and milk into him just for protein.
Yeah.
Me too. And then a lot of water.
Good signs.
Yeah, no, it's full of life.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one you use though.
No.
Sorry, you guys are local?
We work on a game farm
Okay.
just outside of Zanin.
Okay.
So he's actually our reserve manager there. So we have dogs. So unfortunately we couldn't.
Yeah.
Wat is het tyd het jou
2 minutes, 9 o'clock, Klima Game Reserve.
Today we're looking at her. She is most probably blind and she has quite a few tics, which means she was probably by herself or on her own for a while. Oh,
Is it in there?
it's in the little yard just behind you.
Okay.
Just behind you.
Okay.
And the guy just like up, right.
Really strange hands.
She's very thin, huh?
She looks a bit dehydrated.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the thermometer in here? I'm familiar with the thermometer.
Do we have any?
Swabs?
Yeah. Yes, she does.
Maybe from the bunny bottle.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Oh, she's
Super thirsty. Sorry.
Don't eat this, alright?
Sorry, baby. We'll get you some more. We'll get you some more. It's okay.
Thank you so much.
met and probably just spray her down once and then we can bath her at a later time again.
No, let go.
But I think she needs.
Maybe we just replace her.
There you go.
There you go.
And she hasn't heard our sob yet, has she?
No, that's the.
Oh, it's with the. Oh, good girl.
No, I did the last separate. I can't remember which ones go together. So. So she had the arnica, and then that was ours all.
Ah,
And PC off.
it's in the middle.
Yeah, I forgot her hair. Because she's so covered in them.
And what are you spraying, Allie?
Khaki spray.
Sorry, baby. I know.
So this is a natural spray for ticks. It's made up of khaki boss, which grows wild in South Africa. And we're just using that initially just to spray and get rid of most of the ticks before she has a bath.
Oh, sorry, baby.
You've got a master grip.
She has.
I just put it on my hand and then.
Yeah, that works too. It's just with the thingy in the bottom.
You did so well before. Like that.
A minute. No, I have to put my arms in.
Yeah.
No, I get bigger ones because she's gonna like
Plug it down.
yeah.
Thank you, Billy.
Well, Willie sorted out Loveland for everyone, so it's in a nice conditions. They can look after this little one and assess a little bit more. not too sure why it's blind. It's got no sight. It does seem like it has a bit of head trauma. Also, we're still not certain of the reason. The people didn't give us any much information why it should be blind. So we will be taking it to the vet just in case they can assess it a little bit better and find out anything more for us, or if there's anything that we've basically missed.
We're on our way to the vets with Leila, just to check her out, give her an assessment.
Nystagmus going on. Okay, alright. Now that one eye is totally... See this movement of the eyes? That's called nystagmus. That's generally an indication that there's some brain trauma going on.
Okay.
And I don't think she can see anything at all. That eye is totally gone, but this one also ain't. It's not responding to light at all.
Leila's back from the vets. The vet said that her left eye is completely gone blind, and the right, she does have nystagmus in the eyes, which is the rapid eye movement. So yeah, we do have to find where she can go long term for the foreseeable future. She will remain at the sanctuary. As you can see, she eats well. She's drank quite a lot of milk on the way back from the vets too, and she has settled in quite nicely. We've pulled a lot of ticks off her. Ellie and Willie have done a good job looking after her, and hopefully she'll have a little bath at some point today now that she's more settled. And her name is Leila, by Laura, our sick bay staff.
We have had 2 or 3 monkeys in this condition over the years. We're not too sure what the cause is, or if they're actually born like this. It hasn't been determined yet. It must be very traumatic for the little one, because it is one of the reasons why they get left behind eventually and can't follow their mom. It is surprising that she's actually reached this age and managed to survive that long. We don't know how long she's been on her own, but of course she must realize that in this world of darkness, they can't follow the troop. In the initial stages, the mom's very close, but if she climbs off to do anything and the troop gets frightened and run away, she's got no way of knowing which direction to go in. So very, very traumatic experience in their little lives. So it's great that these people found her, brought her to the foundation and giving her a second chance, and she'll probably end up moving in with some of our other blind monkeys, and we'll see how things go.
Lyla here enjoying some pumpkin seeds. She's not a fan of her almonds, but she loves pumpkin seeds. So little Lyla is settling in amazingly. She's drinking great now from her bottle. Well, she's still chewing on it, not really suckling, but can't be picky. She's still drinking good amount of milk. She's eating well. She loves cucumbers the most. And she's just adorable. We finally got a lot of her ticks removed. You can see her eye just in here is quite pink. It's because we finally got some removed. And hopefully a few more days of disinfecting Neverland and she can move over there and get out of Loveland. It's not really ideal for babies, but we don't have much other choices. We thought baby season was over.
Smith's now made a full recovery and he's going back to his troop, Cocoa troop. We're going to put him in a introduction cage first. If you might remember, he had a very severe traumatic injury that's had major surgery in his thorax. And now he's recovered. He's been 2 weeks in sick bay, he's had antibiotics and pain relief and anti-inflammatories, and he's been eating well and he's all ready to go back now to the troop. There's Solly and John carrying him. These cages weigh quite an amount, but he had to be in them in case he needed injections and for his short stay in sick bay.
So Smith was born in 2013. He's actually the offspring or the son of a monkey called Other. He has been vasectomized. And he's of course 8 years of age now, so he's kind of in his prime, and this will probably be the reason of the fighting and why he's got such a bad injury.
Smith straight by the troop. We hope tomorrow he can go back out, but we just want to see how he does in a big cage after his time in sick bay. So he's still got a bald patch the other side where he had the surgery, and we just removed the stitch. And you can see that wound there is healing nicely on his rear end as well. He was a very lucky boy. It was quite a serious injury that he had probably from a fight, but I don't know if he fell on something as well, because it is mating season now, where the boys do tend to fight. But we don't know exactly what happened. But he's probably going to have to re-establish his rank after being out 2 weeks during mating season now. Well, Smith spent 2 weeks in sick bay and he went back to an introduction cage yesterday just so we could see he can walk around okay after the severe injury, and we're just letting him out now back to the troop after sick bay have taken good care of him. So you can see Smith's pretty confident to be back with his group in Cocoa.
And there we go. That's just what moms are made for, giving you that extra attention when you need it, when you're feeling down, just to be there for you. And this is Z there with Nino, going through him, giving him a good once over. There can be nothing more relaxing for a little monkey than basically being groomed by your mom, her just checking you over. I think just it's like having a little massage, and everything is so relaxed there, almost just hanging off the little pole. So yeah, this is great. It's nice that they're finally bonding together, and we know she'll be looking after him and looking after him in the enclosure. Of course, meal times is probably one of the most important times to see how the interactions are going, and if the little one's been accepted by mom, because there's definitely a hierarchy in eating, and normally the adults have to eat before the youngsters, and this is normally when the youngsters get chastised. And you see Yazie's not worried at all with him helping himself and eating with her. A great opportunity just to have a look at some of the features of the female Samango monkey. You can see she isn't as heavily built as the male, definitely not as big. She seems to have a little bit of a pointy ears with white tufts on her ears. Face is a little bit smaller and more pointed. So there's, it's basically, I think the size is the biggest difference that we'll tell over time. And of course for her it's easy to tell who she is because of those white ears that she's got. But very relaxed here with her newfound charge, and looks like they're getting on very well. There she's going to do a little bit of grooming. Just look at his little face. He's really like almost going to sleep as soon as she comes over to grooming. So it's really great, really fantastic. It's going to be nice to see these ones go out into the enclosure and see how things go from there. I'd just like to say a big thank you to all of our supporters out there for caring for the foundation as much as these foster moms care for these little orphans. It's really remarkable to see. We really appreciate it. And with this being the hardest 2 years the foundation has ever faced, it's been great to have you all out there watching us on our Facebook pages, sharing our adverts, sharing our YouTube channel, becoming members, joining Patreon. If you haven't joined Patreon, it is worthwhile. It costs very, very little, starts from $1, and you can increase it as you enjoy it or as you can afford to. Just also to make everybody aware, we've got an amazing challenge coming up with Jason. He's going to be spending 24 hours in a crush cage. This is going to happen on the 27th of July at 8 a.m. So please mark the date. It will be live. You can donate live online while it's happening, as well as buy certain items for him to eat while he's in the crush cage, which should make interest. So please mark that date. I hope you enjoyed this show. Thanks again for all that you do for us. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll watch you or wait for you next week.